Monica Long said something amazing just now. Check out these two brand new clips from Monica Long. Circle also pokes fun at the world because he thinks people don't get it. The Federal Reserve Bank says it is free to use crypto, which is something else we will talk about. Circle said that there isn't yet a real-time payment system that works across countries, but that one is being worked on. Some rules that were in place during the Biden administration were just lifted, but we can't celebrate just yet because other rules still haven't been lifted, so it was more of a circus act. I'll keep you posted on that and tell you everything you need to know. We will also take a look at the average XRP ledger. Smart money is being stored in XRP by growing firms for the long term. This movie has a lot more than just that one term. Let's start with Monica Long. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to help me out to take your studies to the next level. You can also join CryptoNair. This is where I'll talk about all the crypto projects I'm working on and the things I see and hear in the crypto space. It's been 5 years since I met a lot of good morning, new people. They taught me a lot, and now I'm going to teach you. Let's get started. We do have billions of dollars in cash on hand, which is a big deal. Ripple has more than $1 billion, so you can bet they'll buy more machines if they want to. You heard Brad Garlinghouse say that we don't need to go public, right? We no longer need cash, which is what gives Ripple its power. They can do what they want and don't have to answer to anyone who owns shares. But of course, that means Ripple will be looking for deals more in the future. That means there will likely be more mergers and acquisitions. There will also be more fun things. Very important. The 1.25 billion marks is one of the largest amounts of cryptocurrency ever. As a cryptocurrency company, we are the only ones who own a prime dealer that isn't a bank. That's right, the secret road. I'm really excited about the idea of working with a company that works with many of the biggest banks and trade firms in the world. Our company can play a bigger role in building the blockchain technology infrastructure for institutions that make $3 trillion out of 0 cents a year, which is a lot of money. They can now use our bank sheet to get more risk capital, which will help their business grow very quickly. Finally, I need to ask you about an IPO at some point. It might not be, Brad has told me in the past that once the problems with the SEC are over, we can maybe start to think about an IPO. Is there any going to be an IPO soon? In the Carlsberg report, we have a lot of cash on hand right now, billions of dollars worth. We're in a very good place right now, as you said. We're in an inquisitive state that man should have been in. A recent interview with Brad Garlinghouse seemed to talk about this very topic. Some people say that you can't be everywhere at once, which I guess is true. An IPO would bring cash, which they have plenty of, but they don't want to do it when the market is down 2025, depending on how the economy does. It could be a setback even. Later put this out in his circle when I read it. I kind of dropped my job because I thought this is so stupid right now. There's no way to pay across borders in real time. In test mode, we sent USD to Brazil in 72 seconds. Angelica was the one who asked the group, would you like to test Ripple? I like this person's one-liners so much that I want to follow her. Now let's talk about the story. Banks can use cryptocurrency in any way they want, and XRP takes that to a whole new level. Everyone on Twitter's happy. Have we had too much fun already? Maybe we should pay attention. It's interesting that the Federal Reserve say they were taking back letters telling banks they needed permission from the government to handle crypto assets and stable coins. The Fed in 2023, the FDIC and the Office of the Controllers of the Currency told banks to be careful about crypto risks. Well, they took those words back. In a speech, Trump told crypto investors that if he won the 2024 election, he promised them that if he was reelected, he would look out for their best interests. When the Fed made the most recent changes, they said that officials would check to see if new rules were needed to help crypto asset innovation. Of course, this means that I think a lot of those letters scared the banking system into not really getting involved in crypto. Now they're saying, okay, really quickly, in the US during the Biden administration, if a bank started to keep cryptocurrency or use it in their systems, Wells either sent them a notice or sued them right away. Okay, so A Wells letter is like the SEC telling you they're going to sue you, so get ready. Even though some restrictions were lifted, there are still some rules in place from the Biden administration that make this mostly just good news. These restrictions won't change much until they are lifted. What are the rules I'm about to show you? Do what you want. Now, here's the question. Since the Fed is doing it, it's not likely to get that something like an executive order could throw off. I think that if a new government takes over in 4 years, but again, the fact that it has become political means that some things are probably afraid that the winds might change again at some point. It might be better since it comes from the Fed. It sounds like some of it comes from the government and that's what I didn't get. They said they would do these things during the campaign. Again, companies don't like being thrown off by sudden changes in government that bring about big changes. I'm not sure if this means that all of a sudden I might not want to make any changes at that time if we don't want to be thrown off. What she means is you ran as a Republican twice in the last 2 years and won a Democratic primary. So let's get back to Trump. I think that Trump, and every 4 years, a new president tries to undo everything the last one did. They talk about the shock effect of cutting something and then bringing it back. The bigger problem is that there have been some tech positive guests on CNBC who have talked about Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but they don't have a 5 or 10-year plan. They don't think about how quickly the rest of the world is already accepting this. Rules have already been made so that banks and other businesses can use it. Because people in those countries can use crypto, we'll need some of these people to come here and learn more about the space. That means that when you stand here every day in front of millions of people and give these talks, you can make people's lives better. That's what I think CNBC is missing, which is why I don't bother to watch this, because it doesn't really add anything to my life. I'm going to do business with Bitcoin at the Chase on the corner, but they can't accept it. Okay, I guess it does feel different. That does make it feel very different. Crypto is becoming more and more popular, and maybe the banks would feel a little less nervous if they could get more rules in place to back that up. It doesn't sound too good. I was thrilled. When I talked to Janet Yellen, she always warned me about the risks. James Dimon would tell you what could go wrong. I don't think the fact that people work in banks makes it interesting. It seems like everything was risky. When the stock market first started, these are new technologies, so they must be dangerous and they should probably come with a greater care and attention. That extra level of scrutiny means that your banks will be able to keep the assets that come with it. But he's right, Chase. Citi, HSBC, and other big banks will want to hold your crypto assets because they can make more money that way. Take a look at what Coinbase does. A lot of people store their money there for all the Bitcoin ETFs. Some Bitcoin ETF managers keep their money at Coinbase. As you know, banks can make a lot of money if they do this right. Okay,